So we have my friend Leah on. Leah and me became friends actually through TikTok because she sent me in a story about, I think it was actually the first gay story that I had. Oh, how long ago was it now? Probably a good year ago you sent that in, was it?
Yeah, about 12 months.
Can you give us just a quick overview on kind of your dating life, how long you were single and kind of...
So I was out gay very, very young. I think I was like 13. Was in a serious relationship from 14 to 18, single for a year, and then in a long-term relationship for 6 years. And then I was single for 5 years, which was, if I'm completely honest, like I loved being single. So, it was pretty fun. And then I had like another short-term relationship, and I'm now married, very happily married, to a normal person.
And the story of how you and your wife met is funny. I think you told me that briefly before. You saw her and you thought, that's the one for me. She's going to be my girlfriend.
So I was due to get married to the person I was with for 6 years. We had stuff booked, and we were dropping something off to my ex's friend, and I saw Leanne, my wife, stood next to a hedge, just bent over laughing, like, when someone proper belly laughs. And the only way I can describe it is it was like somebody punched me in the face, and I've never experienced it for anybody else. We ended up being at a couple of like house parties together, and we both just kept looking at each other. And then because I'm like Libra, I'm half Libra, I'm really loyal, and I felt really guilty. So I told my current partner how I was feeling. It didn't go well.
Understandably.
Yeah. And then basically me and my partner at the time split. It was a really bad relationship, so I am glad we split. But Leanne had told me that she was going to wait 8 weeks while I sorted everything out. And she didn't. She got with a lady and who had 6 children.
Oh, Leanne.
Yeah, she was. She does admit it's the worst thing she ever did. But so then for 10 years, I was just like dating around and whatever, knowing that I was going to end up with her, knowing that she would be the only person I would marry, the only person I would have kids with. And now we are at that point, like we're together. We've been together for 4 years and we're married. But those 10 years were, it was difficult because probably, if I'm honest, my heart wasn't ever fully in the connections I was having, because I sort of knew that
one for you.
Yeah, I just knew that we were going to end up together. I saw it all the time, and so.
And was she with this woman for 10 years, the one that had the 6 kids?
She was indeed.
10 years, good Lord.
10 years.
And you have a few funky stories of your experiences of dating.
Yeah, definitely. The first one that springs to mind is through Facebook. It was about 10 years ago, and basically a lady who I didn't know was on my Facebook, because I was one of those idiots that just accepted anybody's friend request.
Yeah.
So she message popped up, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're gorgeous. Can I take you where have you been hiding? And can I take you for a drink?" And I just got out of a relationship and was thinking, like, when you go through those phases of like, say yes to everything.
Yeah.
I'd gone through her Facebook pictures and I thought, okay, she's not really my type, but she's pretty fit. She's got all these gorgeous tattoos, the most beautiful, elaborate tattoos you've ever seen. Her whole back is covered. And that is like a massive thing for me. I love girls with tattoos. So I was like, yeah, that's great. Anyway, so she comes and picks me up on the Friday. And as soon as I got in the car, my instinct was, this isn't good.
Oh, no.
And how she looked on the pictures. So that wasn't it. It was, her energy was like off. But me being me, just went along with it anyway. So we're driving, and she lives in the middle of nowhere. And when we're driving down, she's like, this is the weirdest thing. She went, we're going to pull onto this pub car park down here in a minute. And my mates are all there. And I was like, okay. She was like, this is no word fly what she said. She says, yeah, she says, we're gonna fill you in, and laughed. And I was like,
what does fill you in mean? Kill you?
Oh, yeah, fill you in, from where I'm from, is like have a scrap, like have a fight.
Oh.
I sent a text to my friend saying, ring me in an hour. Like, just ring me in an hour. So we got to hers. So she told me there was just a lot. Oh, it was just a lot of lies. There was a Lotus. It was actually a small block of council flats in the middle of like nowhere, and there was a Lotus outside. Now she's picked me up in like, I think it was like an '04 plate Fiesta, which is fine, like, you know. But she said that the Lotus was hers, and I was like, oh, okay, nice, like, you know, don't really care. And then we got into the flat, sat down, and then she just starts telling me the most ridiculous things about herself. She was a backing dancer for Rihanna. She'd kissed her. She showed me pictures of herself naked in a bath with just Calvin Klein boxer shorts on, that she had clearly taken herself on her phone, and said that she used to be a model for Calvin Klein. I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
Then she stands up, goes over to the window, and gets this massive sword that she'd got on a stand in the window, and stands in front of me with this sword, swinging it round, saying that she was a black belt in sword fighting. And I was just, at this point, I was at my limit. And I was like, a black belt in sword fighting? She was like, yeah, what? And she's literally chopping the sword around like nobody's business. Then she's trying to kiss me, calling me her wifey, and I'm like, oh, I just need to go home. So I was like, I'm feeling a bit drunk, I'm going to get a taxi back. She says, oh, you won't get a taxi from here. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, no, you won't get a taxi from me. She says, you can ring if you want, but they don't come out this far. And I was like, oh my God. So I said, okay. I said, well, I'll sleep on the settee. And then, because she was obviously going to run me back the next day. And she was like, no, the dogs sleep on there, like, come and sleep in bed. And I got to the point where I was just like, I'm just going to have to go in the bedroom. It's fine. Lay in bed as far over as I could. She tried it on a bit, and I made it very clear that nothing was going to happen. She got a bit huffy and turned over in the bed. Okay. Something told me to look at her. I turned over and looked at her. There was not a single tattoo on her back. Not a single tattoo. Her back was completely virgin skin, no tattoos. So, bearing in mind, on the Facebook profile, on the pictures, the comments underneath were like, oh, how much did this cost? Or how long did it take? Did it hurt? And she is in detail saying, yeah, it hurt over my spine. It hurt. There was no tattoo on her back.
Oh my God, what a plot twist.
Yes. So I am lying there thinking, well, this is where I'm going to die. This is where I'm going to die, in the middle of nowhere. I didn't sleep a wink at all. I had my phone in my hand thinking, I'm just going to have to hit her in the face with it. If she does anything. And then the next day, we got up. I'm in a foul mood because I've had no sleep and I'm angry. And she dropped me off at home. I didn't speak a word the whole way back. And as I got out the car, she said, I feel like I'm going to get a text telling me that you don't want to see me again. And I looked at her and I went, you're not even getting that. And then I walked off. To find out 2 days later, she is engaged to a woman.
Oh, stop. And she lived with the woman in that flat?
Apparently the woman worked away. Her name was Amy. And my friend, because the gay scene, everybody sort of knows everybody.
What a bitch.
I honestly, like that.
The tattoos. What was the crack? She photoshopped them on or what?
I'm wondering if they were what people use them like transfers, don't they, or like henna or something.
Transfer.
I mean, yeah, that was pretty. Well, I was just dead shocked. It was the sword as well, the swinging the sword round. I was just like, one of us is going to end up hurting you, and it's just
If she did try, if she was like, if you started to say like what happened to your tattoos on your back or that kind of crack and pointed out that she was lying and things were escalating, do you think you could have taken her?
oh, 1,000,000%.
Oh, could you? Okay, very good.
1,000,000%. Yeah. Yeah, so that was the first one. Oh God. Okay, so the next one is that I was on POF, and I met this girl called G, and I was going to Manchester because she lived in Manchester. I was going to Manchester for a night out, and she was going to meet me there, and I was going to go back to hers. So I did meet her. She kept saying that she thought that drinking was unholy. We had an all right night. I got absolutely leathered, bless her. And we went back to her house that she shared with a housemate. So I can't remember anything as in during the night, but in the morning when I woke up to the hottest room you've ever woken up in. My mouth was like cotton wool. You know when you're hungover and your mouth's like cotton wool?
Yeah, in bits.
Oh God, it was horrendous. But I woke up to her leaning over me, very close to my face. I love my personal space, right over my face, stroking my face. And it was a lot, that was for me. And I looked up and all I could see was Cher, the singer.
Yeah.
There was just Cher everywhere, like Cher all over the ceiling, Cher all over the walls, posters and pictures and framed prints and a Cher clock and Cher bedding. And I was just like,
oh my God,
what the fuck? There was like a board with all these Cher tickets. So I'm like, okay, what the I was like, you like Cher then? Like, she was like, yeah, I love it. Whips a guitar out of nowhere. Literally, I don't even know, just whipped it out. Guitar, starts singing to me. Could not sing a note.
What, she's singing Cher?
She's singing Cher.
What's that word? Do you believe?
Yeah. Honestly, mate, when I'm telling you this, I feel that sickness in my stomach because I cannot. When people sing "Happy Birthday" to you and stuff, it makes me want to die. I managed to keep a straight face. We get on the way to my house because she was coming back to mine. She wanted to go for a dog walk and stuff. We got back to mine, and by this point, I know that I don't want to date her. But she's like, yeah, I'm going to go get us some dinner and I'm going to come in because obviously I've just done that long drive. And again, just awkward situation. I'm just like, okay, yeah, come on in, And then the story is that I could not get her out of my house for 2 days.
2 days?
2 days.
Were you dropping hints?
Yeah, I was dropping hints. By the morning of the second day that she was there, I was like, I just literally snapped and said, you've got to go. You just got to go.
How did she react to that, to your snapping?
She wasn't impressed. She said she'd seen a different side of me. And I was like, well, fucking good. It was so bad, mate. Honestly, I can't tell you how uncomfortable I was. I just didn't know what to do. And now, if I was in that situation now, I'd be like, okay, I'm dead sorry, but you have to go. I'm really tired or whatever. But yeah.
Where does that lead then? Did she text you after, or did you just totally cut ties when you went mental?
She sent me some messages and I ignored them, and then she sent me one telling me she was going to pray for me. And I was like,
what? Pray will you?
Yeah, I was like, pray what you fucking want. It's not going to change anything.
That's true, exactly, yeah.
She kept saying as well that she only dates women that look like Cher, and I was like, well, pre-surgery or post-surgery, because I love Cher. Cher was a gorgeous woman, but I wouldn't say I look like her.
Well, it's just dark hair.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know what other features.
I wouldn't say
a very, very long, horsey face. A lot of people, and like actually the vast majority of my friends love it when people play the guitar. Like they love when fellas play guitar. I've gone back to house parties and there's always the same fellas whipping out a guitar and singing like Wonderwall and whatever, and they're closing their eyes and doing all this, and there's loads of girls that are like, oh yeah, like, geez, I love that, isn't he so talented? And it just makes me want to die.
Same. And obviously I'm quite pretty bad tempered. I'm half Scorpio, so I'm pretty bad tempered at times. And waking up with cotton wool, like that feeling hungover with this person stroking my face, like,
People are mental, like they're so deluded. I just don't understand how people think that that's an okay thing to do. If people are so fucking weird, it makes me feel so good about myself.
same. I know I'm like a bit of a weirdo with all my spiritual stuff, but in general, with people's like feelings and boundaries, no way am I, even Angelina Jolie herself, I'm not leaning over her, stroking her face while she's asleep. Like, that's weird. There is another story, obviously edit this bit out, there is another story that I'm going to tell you on voice note afterwards, which was horrendous. And again, a situation where I went to somebody's house. But I'll tell you that one after, because I don't know if it's something appropriate for your podcast.
Oh Jesus, it's definitely appropriate. People love the mental stuff. If you're happy to tell it, I'm happy to tell it.
Go for it. Years ago, before Facebook, there was a thing called, I think you'll be a bit too young to remember this, it was called Face Party, and it was a way of meeting people. And obviously, especially in the gay scene, you want to meet people from other areas because you end up just seeing the same people else.
Yeah, I've never heard that before in my life. No.
Yeah, Leanne hasn't either. So this girl called Crystal messages me, and she was a bit she was a bit into spiritual things, and she was tattooed and really nice eyes. And I was like, okay, she lived in Wolverhampton. And she was like, oh my God, like, giving me compliments. And I was, okay, we were getting on. We agreed I was going to go and meet her in Wolverhampton the following Saturday, and I was going to go back to hers. I get to her. She meets me at the train station. She's good looking. She's nice. It's fine. She instantly grabs my hand to walk, and that I was like, oh, okay. She takes me to her mum and dad's house. She doesn't live there, just takes me there. And it's the worst house I've ever been in. And I'm not judging anyone on, like, as in poverty wise. We're talking filth. Like, there's no excuse to be filthy. It was horrendous. There was like about 20 cats in there. There were just litter boxes everywhere. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. The ammonia from the litter boxes was so bad. It was stinging my eyes. So I was like, I'm going to have to just go outside and make a call. And I went and stood on the front and waited for her to come back out. So then we walked to this massive high-rise block of flats. And she's like, yep, this is where I live. And I was like, okay. And by this point, I'm like, again, getting that heavy feeling of this isn't good. And what do? I carry on going with it. Like, I trotted into them flats, went in. Her flat wasn't that much better. I sit on this settee. When we've come in, on her door, there's like 5 chains and like a bolt at the top and bottom and plus a Yale lock. And I'm like, okay. And she'd fastened them all. And I remember thinking, oh, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot of things.
A lot of locks. Yeah.
That's a lot of things for me to undo if I need to. Then I'm sat on the settee and she's like, do you want a drink? And I'm like, yeah. She gets me a filthy glass. I'm a bit of a germaphobe. So I was like, okay, that's just going to go on the coffee table. And then she just starts talking to me, and she's telling me about people coming out of mirrors, and she's telling me that she sees a light in me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? She starts telling me that her cat chose to have an abortion. This is all true. I swear to the gods. And in the end, my friend rang Nina, bless Nina. And I was like to her, I'm so sorry, my friend's having a bad time. I'm going to have to go and help her. She was like, are you coming back after? And I was like, yeah, I'll come back after. She was like, really? Because I'm making us tea. I was like, yeah, I'll be back after. Absolutely not. And I got out of there. But it was
absolutely not.
It was horrendous. And obviously there must have been an element of like mental health issues there. But because I was so young, I didn't know how to do. I don't even know if I'd know how to deal with that now.
People coming out of mirrors.
People coming out of
to
mirrors.
have an abortion. This is like gobbledygook. I don't know what she's talking about.
Like I'm thinking, has she just gone in that kitchen and took something while she was making me this disgusting cloudy glass of whatever the fuck this is? Because this was like a different person when she came back out. Like she was speaking a bit different, and and she did message me later, and I did send her a really honest message and say, I'm so sorry. I don't want to upset you, but you just scared me a bit, and I didn't know what to do.
I feel like the name Crystal is a red flag.
I knew you were going to say that. I swear.
Oh, I just feel like nobody normal is called Crystal.
Yeah, she was wild. And she was freakishly tall as well. She was very tall. So.
Would you have taken her?
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, if I'd have had to.
You take everyone, Leah.
Oh, yeah. My dad brought us up. We know how to handle ourselves. Thank God. Because clearly I just walk into situations where I'm like, oh, I might get killed in here. In I go.
No problem. Yeah. No, they're locking me in with 27 locks on the door. No problem. In my last podcast episode, I don't know if you listened to it, but I was saying, like, I too am feminine, but definitely have masculine energy. Did you listen to that, the last one?
I did, actually. I heard you say it, and I already thought that. I think it's because you're a Leo as well, though.
So you would have heard that she said that she believes that lesbians are only lesbians because they've been so hurt badly by men, and they've turned to women so that they don't have anything to do with men anymore. What do you think of that, Leah?
Absolute bullshit. Coming from a lesbian, I was gay at 4. And I had really lovely male role models in my life, my whole life. My dad's amazing, my granddads are all amazing. So that isn't the case. I was definitely gay at 4. I remember watching Little Mermaid and telling my nan that I fancied him. And Nan was like, no, you don't. You just think she's pretty. And I was like, no,
I fancy her, Nan.
No, I want to take her bra off, is what I said.
God. And you have one more story. It's a long mental one.
Yeah. So this one, I think it was like 2012 when it started, when I thought it started. So I was out one night and this lady came over to me and she was like, my friend really likes it. Well, I was on a date with someone. So that's awkward in itself, isn't it? So I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm with someone. And then she said, okay, she come back again and said like, yeah, he doesn't care. And I was like, oh no, I'm gay. And then she went again and she come back and it went on for a bit. Basically, this woman and somebody else kept coming over and sort of speaking on behalf of this other person. Now, when I looked at who this other person was, it looked to me like a man when I'd looked over. So I was like, no, obviously I'm gay. And then we ended up leaving because it did get a bit much, to be fair. So we left, and the next day I woke up with messages on Facebook. Just like I had a message from the woman who had been coming over to me saying, basically, Luke, he, again though, using the term he, really likes you. I actually ignored that message, and then I received a message from the person that she'd been talking about, called Brett. So Brett sent me a message and said, look, I'm really sorry about my friends. They've really embarrassed me. I'm so sorry they kept coming over to you. That's not how I wanted us to meet and all this. Being really like, feeling bad and being really humble about everything. So I felt a bit sorry for him. And I just said, look, I'm just like, I don't date men. I'm currently dating someone, which I wasn't really, but that's what I said. And that's when he then said, no, I'm not a man. I think the wording was, I'm not a man yet. I'm still a woman. I'm probably classed as trans. So I was like, oh, right, okay. And then he said, is that what's put you off? And because of how I was back then, I was like, oh my, like mortified at the thought that somebody would think that I would judge him. So I was like, no, that's nothing to do with it. I'm just not attracted to you, and I'm sort of seeing someone. And then he said to me, can we just be friends? So I was like, me being the nice me that I am, you know, okay, yeah, that's fine. Adds me on Facebook and then messages me. And it's, to be fair, the chat at the beginning was just normal chat. And I was, you know, when you don't really want to talk to someone, so you just sort of giving one word answers.
Yeah.
So that is how that started. And then suddenly things, he just started like quoting my favourite songs to me. Like he would just send a message and say, for example, oh, I absolutely love Otis Redding Sitting on the Dock of a Bay. And I'd be like, oh my God, that's literally my favourite song. And then it was,
how do you know this?
well, so it turns out that 2 years previously, I'd been living in a flat. I was still with the long-term partner, I had the 6-year one. And I'd been living in a flat, and we were flat sharing, and the other person who we lived with had got some trouble with some people, and apparently I never saw him, but he, then still a woman, had come to the flat and seen me through the window, but I actually hadn't seen him because there was quite a few people, and we didn't open the door because of the trouble. At that point, he'd asked somebody else he was with who knew me, who I was, and added my Facebook profile. Remember me telling you that I just used to accept everybody? Added my Facebook profile on a fake profile called Emma Ruby Johnson. Still remember it to this day. So for 2 years, so from 2010 to 2012, he was on my Facebook sort of incognito, just gathering information.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then so that is how he knew things. So he would know, like, there was so many things that he knew, and I can't actually remember all the examples, but it was like music, favorite meals, places I liked going, and you know, just all sorts of things. So at first I'm thinking, me being an absolute moron, just thinking, oh mate, you know, we've got loads in common, there's no harm in being friends. He was quite funny, he was quite charming, was never attracted to him, would never ever date him, and I made that clear. I'd be walking the dogs, and I remember walking back up, there's like a bit of a dark lane with a street light at the end, and I was walking up and I could see him stood under the street light, and I could either go straight on to where he was or cut through a pitch black park, and that's what I did. And that was when I realised things were bad, you know.
See you coming up.
He just, because I used to obviously put on Facebook, I'm going, you know, back then I would be like, off to take the dogs for a walk, or I wouldn't say where I was going. So it was dead weird that he knew where it was that I was going. And then, so things took a bit of a turn because my friend Chantal, was still really close friends now. She actually sent me a message and said, mate, Luke, I just want to let you know, because she'd seen Brett commenting on a lot of my stuff on Facebook. She was like, I just want to let you know that he's a bit dangerous. And I was like, what do you mean dangerous? And she was like, he went to prison. He got out of prison in 2010, which is when he'd seen me at the flat. He got out of prison the day before. And Chantal told me that he'd tried to kill this old man in his flat by getting him in the bath. He was blind, this old man was, getting him in the bath, filling it with water and chucking a toaster in to electrocute him. Yeah, this is an actual...
to kill him, but didn't kill him.
No, he didn't kill him, thank God. He tried to say after that this bloke was like a predator and all this, but nobody else thought that or believed that. So
what was he doing? Did you know what the reason was? Was it to steal his money or what?
I've never found out that. And the judge, though, when he sent, it was Brett and somebody else, this other girl, when the judge sent them down, he said that he'd never been more disgusted and something about him not showing any remorse.
Disgusting.
Yeah, really bad. So, look, I absolutely adore the elderly. So as soon as I heard that, I'm like, stay the fuck away from me. I blocked him on everything. And, you know, that was the end of that also, I thought. So then just got really intense. I started dating someone and he would like trash the car. It would be sending messages off different numbers, because back then I couldn't block a number on my phone. But I used to sort of like change my number, and somehow he was getting my number. And I know now one of the ways he was getting it, which was through one of my friends, which I don't speak to her anymore. But yeah, it was really bad. He got my full address through Domino's. This is no word of a lie. No one ever believes this. Well, people do who know me, but Domino's gave him my address. He rang them and said he knew which road I lived on, and he basically pretended that he was in the house. He was my boyfriend and he was in my house, but he'd locked the door and he couldn't see the door number. And Domino's, whoever the dumb person was at Domino's, gave him my address. And I was like thinking to myself, how are you delivering a pizza if you can't open the door? Like, how are you doing that? Posting it through the letterbox slice by slice? Like, what's the plan? And you've got to remember, at this point, I still don't know about the Emma Ruby Johnson thing.
Okay.
So he's still on my Facebook, because I didn't know about that at this point. Yeah, it got to the point where it got that bad that my neighbours were scared. They were having to ring the police, because he would be like in my garden, or when I put a thing up, I had a big metal fence put up at the back. He was then climbing over from next door's garden, peeking in through the window. He used to call me Bella and say that he was Edward.
Oh no!
Honestly, it makes me feel so sick, because he's like, oh yeah, you're my Bella. And I'm just like, no, I'm fucking not. And like, he would send cards. He used to send me like Valentine's cards and birthday cards. And one of them I remember said, you're a moody bitch and you need to smile more. And I was like, I'd smile more if I wasn't being stalked, you know. He went to my sister's work to try, because I moved. So he went to my sister's work to get my address. My sister rang my dad, because none of my family knew, except for my nan knew about the Domino's thing, because she rang up and I had to go out. Bless her.
No to worry. Yeah.
Yeah, but my dad then, he got involved, because he was like, why haven't you told me? And I was just like, well, you know. So my dad got involved, and it did stop for a bit then, because he like warned him to stay away from it. My dad's a bit of a, what would you call him, like a bit of a geezer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he's a big guy. He's like a big bear. So that did stop for a bit, but then afterwards it started up again, and he trashed another of my partner's cars, and they refused to stay over with me. He used to like put my number on things and have people ringing me. He threatened to kill my dogs, because I had my lab cross and I had a big Akita, and she was really protective of me. And he was threatening like to kill her. He was going to come in and chop all my hair off. He actually made some really serious threats. And what makes me angry is that it's only recently that stalking has been taken seriously.
Fucking bad then.
Yeah, it really, honestly, like, it takes a lot to scare me. I'm really ballsy, but I was so scared, and it has affected me. Like, now I feel nervous. Like, I sent you the screenshot, didn't I, of him adding me on Snapchat? Like, was it about?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Like, that's he hasn't gone. He's still there. Just following me around. The worst situation was when I really did realise I was in trouble, was when I was out one night, and we were in a nightclub, and it's one of those old nightclubs with lots of like corners, and there's like fruit machines with little alcoves and stuff. And I'm walking through the club, and someone just grabbed me from behind and like literally carried me round the corner. And it was him, and he was like, I just want to talk to you. And I was like, I don't want to talk to you. And he gripped the top of my arms, and I'm strong, like I am. I know I'm strong for a girl. Couldn't move a muscle, and it's because obviously he was on all the testosterone and stuff. Yeah, and I couldn't move, and he wouldn't let go of me. And I thought, I was scared because I didn't know what he was going to do, because he threatened to do some really sick things to me. And luckily, a friend of mine saw me and went and grabbed my ex-partner, who is tough as nails. And then he did have to let go of me. But yeah, it went on so it started actively that I knew of stalking me in 2012, and it went on for years. And the only reason I found out about the Emma Ruby Johnson Facebook is because it turns out that during all this time, Brett actually got a partner called Kim. And I thought to myself, that's good. He's got a partner. He's going to leave
attention off you.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he'll leave me alone. No, what happened was the weirdos were stalking me together. So Kim was on the Emma Ruby Johnson Facebook profile stalking me. And then the only reason I found out about it is because she actually sent me a message and told me what was going on. And I was just like, honestly, what the fuck? It's the most stressful, scary thing that I've ever gone through.
And it's still going on now, because that Snapchat thing ad was only a few months ago.
Yeah, it's still going on. He sent me a message on Facebook, I think it was last year, the year before. Please, can we talk? I promise I won't stalk you again. No word of a lie.
Yeah, amazing to it. And what did the police say?
So the police got involved in 2020 or 19, might have been 2019. Yeah, it was before the pandemic. So the police got involved at that point, and they must have had a word with him or something, because it did definitely calm down a lot. But yeah, he also had a child with that woman, and I think that's one of the reasons that he's sort of backed off. And yeah, there was one time when, the worst thing, actually, this was actually the worst thing. I moved in with my friend to help her with the kids, because a partner left her. She got 5 kids and she just needed some help. So I moved in and to help her just get through it. Anyway, she was straight. This is the funniest thing. She was completely straight, and she went out one night. I stayed in with the kids, and she went out to the gay club where we live. And anyway, I've got the kids. I go to bed. I wake up and I can hear this laugh downstairs, and I think I must be dreaming, because it sounds like Brett. So I go to the top of the stairs and shout. My friend Jenny was the name. I was like, Jen, and she was like, what? And I was like, who's here? She was like, oh, it's just Rachel and Heather. So I was like, oh, okay, not thinking anything of anything. And then I heard the laugh again, and I thought, no, something's not right here. And I went downstairs and I walked into the kitchen, and it's Jenny, a girl called Rachel, and Brett.
She left out the name Brett.
So Brett's name before he was trans was Heather.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've walked into the kitchen. I looked at Jenny. I laughed because it's so ridiculous. I looked at Jenny. I was like, can I have a word? And she come in there, and I was like, why is Brett in the kitchen? She went, don't be stupid, that's Heather. I was like, that's Brett. She was like, fuck off. And laughing because she was drunk. I was like, you're not telling me, are you, Jen, that you've shown the stalker where I'm living? Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Honestly, honest to God. And it turns out that
her on the night out.
Yeah. What's happened is that when, obviously, he's on my Facebook as on the Emma Ruby Johnson one. So, and I still don't know about this profile. This is previous to Kim telling me. So, Jenny's tagged me. Thanks for having the kids tonight. And that she's going, I don't know, get down with the gays, or, some sort of language for going to a gay club. So, and he knows what she looks like because we were in loads of pictures together on Facebook.
Oh my God. Facebook is so fucking dangerous. And the amount of people were updating every little bit of their lives and where they were going and what they were doing.
Yeah, 100%. I used to do exactly the same. I don't now. My Instagram is tiny. Like, that's how I like it. And what he'd done is he bought her drinks all night. And I was like, did you not think it was strange that this random was buying you drinks? She was like, I don't know. I'm just having a good time. Yeah, my best friend at the time showed the stalker where I was living.
And was he dressed as a woman or dressed as
He was dressed in like like a tracksuit, like what a lot of lesbians would wear.
Right, okay.
And he had short hair, which obviously a lot of lesbians have short hair, don't they?
Okay, fair enough.
So, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I forgot all about that, but yeah, that was really horrendous. And I did ring the police a couple of days later. But again, they were telling me, well, he hasn't actually done anything, because previous to, I think it was 2015, previous to then, stalking laws were completely different.
Mm.
He hadn't physically done anything.
It's amazing that they don't take it more seriously, considering he went to prison when he was a woman for when he was a woman for trying to kill a man.
Yeah. I know. I've never understood that. Like, I've never understood why you wouldn't think, do you know, this person's got past form for doing mental shit. But I do feel really lucky, because I have spoken to other people who've been stalked and watched a lot of programs, and people come off a lot worse than I did, and I do think having a big dog was a deterrent. So girls, if you're being stalked, get a big dog.
And hope to God that he doesn't try and kill it or put something through the letterbox or fucking poison just on your road.
Yeah, I had to literally get a cage on the letterbox, and I used to have to go outside in the morning to check all the garden before the dogs went out.
In case he threw something over the wall, like.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
I know, it was really...
have to live.
It was horrendous. And it's only actually probably since I've been with Leanne that I've felt more safe, which is weird because I'm the protective one, but just having someone who I know has 100% got my back.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah, and we're very careful. We don't tell anyone where we live. Only, I think, probably 3 of my friends know where I live now.
Oh, yeah.
And I use a different name.
How did he have a child with that woman? Adopted?
No, so Kim carried, and they used a donor, a sperm donor.
Do you think it's because he has the child now that...
Yeah, I do. I think that is what it is. And I think since the laws have changed as well, that when the laws changed, even though it didn't directly affect him, because obviously, like, they never, like, prosecuted him or anything, like, that I noticed then as well that it changed, that his behaviour went down, so I am thankful for that change in the law, because it must have, like, scared him.
And you're big into, you said, the spiritual side of stuff. Tell us a bit about that and what your interests are.
Yeah, so I'm a tarot reader, and I really believe in the zodiac and, star signs. And I believe that with the zodiac, there's good matches for each sign and bad matches. Sort of what I do.
Tell us to do them. I'd say, now there's people, I personally, I don't know, I just don't believe in it. But I find it interesting all the same. And I'm sure there are people who are very interested and do definitely believe in it. So give us a few of the best and worst matches.
Okay, yeah. So we'll start. So for you, one of your best matches is Sagittarius.
I'm a Leo.
Yeah. And your worst match would be a Scorpio.
That's so funny about the Scorpio thing though, because I worked with a woman who was like you, massive into the owl astrology, and I had started seeing a fella, and I said, I'm Leo, he's Scorpio, and she was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
She was like, that is going to be, what did she say? She was basically saying it was a crazy match, that it was going to be very passionate and very toxic, and that we were going to kill each other, basically. And I was just laughing. And I said that back to him and he was like, fucking hell, like she's absolutely mad. And I was like, yeah, ha. Anyway, what did we do? Kill each other for 5.5 years.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm actually going on a date on Sunday with an Aries. What do you think about that?
Oh, gosh.
No.
Why are you doing that? Why are you going on a date with Aries? Why would you do such a thing? So Aries are, it's a fire sign.
Is it?
And yes,
What's
an
a-
Aries
what is
are
a sheep?
ram.
Oh,
And they are, Aries is one of my worst matches. Like I couldn't possibly. Aries are quite, I don't know, the move in life on instinct. So, you know, like the instinct to eat, the instinct, you know, like in psychology, they say like the id, like the inner you, just whatever those needs are.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They will get their needs satisfied and they don't care how they do it. So there's not a lot of thought with it, with the Aries Leo combo. It's like a volcano and a tornado together, basically.
Jesus. Right, sure. We'll see how we go. We're going for a quiz.
I mean, a pub quiz, that's, at least it's like a nice neutral like activity, but yeah, I think we need to find a Sagittarius.
Yeah, well, any Sagittarius is out there looking for a Leo, hit me up. Sorry, carry on. You had other signs, was it?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I've written them down really quick for you. So the Taurus, the best signs for a Taurus are Scorpio, Cancer. Very deep thinkers, same as Taurus. The worst signs would be a Sagittarius. Geminis, your best match is going to be Aquarius or Libra. Your worst match is an Aries. You'd feel too controlled. You'd feel too suffocated. Leo, obviously, we've already said, worst Scorpio, best Sagittarius. Virgos are the best with a Capricorn and worst with a Libra. You're never going to cope with a Libra because they're too airy and in the heads and they're not motivated enough for a Virgo. Whereas Capricorns are sort of on the same wavelength. Libras out there, you should be going for a Taurus or an Aquarius. Now, personally, I wouldn't date a Taurus for all the tea in China, but Aquarius are really good. Worst matches for a Libra, again, would be an Aries. Sagittarius, your best match would be a Leo or an Aries, and your worst match would be a Taurus. Capricorn, your best with a Virgo, your worst is a Libra. Aquarius, your best is a Libra, the worst is a Capricorn and Virgo because they're too regimented for an Aquarius. Aquarius are the most rare star sign. So if you're an Aquarius, you're really rare. And basically, you would feel too stuck and like you've got too many rules to follow. So that's why you wouldn't ever date a Capricorn or a Virgo. Scorpio, your best match is Taurus or Pisces. Your worst matches are Aquarius and Leo. Cancer, your best match is a Taurus or a Virgo, and your worst is an Aries or a Gemini. And then Pisces, your best match possible is a Scorpio, just because that deep thinking, you will connect on so many more levels. And your worst is an Aries because you don't like being told what to do, and that is what an Aries will bring.
Jesus, Aries is coming up the whole time there, and people's
Aries. Yeah, like I feel like I've done Aries dirty, but I mean, Aries are really brave and they adore the family and they'll protect the family and friends and loved ones. But they are a force to be reckoned with. And for me personally, I don't like being told what to do or dominated in any way. So Aries are more for people who want to be dominated and want to be pushed around a bit within life, like not physically, but just, you know, they want somebody else to say where we're going for a date and where we're going on holiday or whatever. That's definitely not for me, and I don't feel like it's for you either.
No. Well, watch this space anyway. I'll let you know Sunday night. I'll give you a text.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited to hear how it goes.
And then the final part of today's show is the tarot cards. Leah's going to pull a few tarot cards for me and try and what are we doing here? See where my life is going.
Yeah, we're just going to see what's coming up now. I am going to pull it's just a general, because I think sometimes if we concentrate just on love, it can feel a bit flat. So we'll just see what comes in like organically. Okay, so you just make sure you sat and you've got both feet on the floor and stuff and you're nice and relaxed. Okay, so first off, we've got the 8 of Staves. So the 8 of Staves, it's in the upright position, is actually like a really positive card, and it's about exciting communications coming from an uplifting source. So if you've been waiting for some news, or if you've been waiting for somebody to get in touch, that is going to happen. It also can mean work related, that you're going to be getting like new opportunities. So I don't know what your plans are, whether that could be to do with this podcast or your working day-to-day life, but it feels like you're going to be getting some new opportunities coming in.
Nice.
Right, okay. This one, not as good. It's the moon card. It is in the upright position though, and it's saying that you have been having or will be having really intense dreams, and that you are in some ways blessed because you've got a circle of really supportive women in your life. And then basically it just also goes on to say that the next few weeks, have you just gone through a bit of a phase of feeling a bit lethargic, or a bit like you not motivated? You're coming out of that phase now, and that you feel that you're going to be feeling able to like push forward. Okay, we've got the 9 of Cups, and it's in the reverse position, which means it's upside down. And it's actually, again, it just means like at risk of becoming complacent, losing track of things, and giving up on things that you shouldn't. On the plus side, though, it also shows that you can be finally feeling some satisfaction from communications that you've waited for. So I'm wondering if this is going to be somebody that you were wanting to hear from, maybe on the dating side, that hasn't come back to you yet, although I know how stubborn you are, so I feel like even if they do now, you're going to be...
They can fuck off. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so we've got the 5 of Pentacles again in the reverse position. Now, the 5 of Pentacles in a reverse position means that maybe you've been feeling the pinch a little bit financially lately, and that basically a more prosperous phase is on the way, and it feels connected to work, but it's also feeling it's not just about financial prosperity, it's about actually like happiness and satisfaction. And then I'm going to do one more. Let's finish. Okay, I'm actually really happy about this. This is one of my favourite cards. So it's the love card, and it's the goddess Venus. And it's in the upright position as well. And it's renewed feelings of passion, love, and just feeling like I feel like you feel a bit negative, like I could be wrong about dating at the minute because of just how things are. And it's about having that life back again, and that like feeling that you're excited to go on dates, and you're excited at the prospect of meeting somebody for like a serious connection. But the best thing about the love card, and I'm going to send you a picture of this after, and I've got the tarot book somewhere, and I'll find the description so you know I'm not bullshitting. And it's all about mixing your masculine and feminine energy and entering into a new important relationship.
Right.
That is exciting.
You're saying that, sorry, this is what the card Venus means.
Yeah.
Entering into a new relationship. Yeah, I definitely do feel like no hope. Like now when I go on dates, there is no hope. I just think, this won't lead anywhere. But I'll put my best foot forward, but it won't go anywhere. However, this date on Sunday, I was actually like, oh, You know, I was looking forward to it, like thinking possibly this could go past a first date, you know? So, yeah, well, this mightn't be it, but I might be feeling more hopeful anyway. Might come soon.
Listen, you have got to change your mindset because the universe gives us whatever we're thinking about. So if you're thinking, this isn't going to go anywhere, this isn't going to be anything, that's what the universe is going to give you. Like, I'm going to send you one of my favourite books. But basically, you've got to think positive, and positivity attracts positivity. Like, that's the way that it works.
Manifesting, is it? Is that what that is?
Manifesting, yes, manifesting. I think we are getting to that point, but you've got to change your mindset and stop thinking negatively.
I will. I'm going to be hopeful. I'll manifest the man of my dreams. I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper and fold.
We are manifesting the man of your dreams and the trip to Australia and New Zealand. That's what we're manifesting.
Well, thanks a million for coming on and telling us about the old lesbian side of dating. Okay. Unreal. Thanks a million, Leah. You're very good.
No problem.
Talking to me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.